And now the face of Canada has changed.
Imagine I just come and like punch you in the face like on TV.
This is Isna High School and I'm a student from Isna High in grade 10 and I just like to say my salam to all of you.
Well, actually this is maybe, it's one good move in the right direction because as we know we have so many faith-based schools, and since we are in a country of multicultural, communities and mostly immigrants coming from different parts of the world, and those people, they are not maybe ready to fit in, and maybe for one reason or another they might not be able to be assimilated within the community or within the whole society.
Well, the issue with Catholic religion education, publicly funded, is a very old one in the history of the education in Ontario. It was started in the 19th century. So they do have some old agreement, the same, there is a history to it. I don't want to pronounce myself on that issue because it's very controversial. It's an issue of equity. I can understand that. If one religion has been given, all the others should be given too. Nevertheless, they use the historic path, let's say, the same way as provinces were formed a few years ago, long ago. Now we cannot divide or part. The same thing happens with the Catholic system.
Is that fine? Yes. Now he rushed
Okay, these are grade 8 students at Khalsa Community School, and they're participating in the art contest for Vaisakhi, the celebration of the Khalsa Sajna Divas, and they're trying their best to portray Langar and Pangat. Pangat is everybody sitting equally together and sharing in the food that's given in Guru Ka Langar. Langar is the free kitchen that is one of the Sikh, that is one of the ideals, it's one of the customs that is passed down to us by our gurus.
ISNA stands for Islamic Society of North America, and it is a grassroots organization that works for the well-being of the Muslims in North America. We follow the same courses that are being followed by any other public school or Catholic school system. We follow the same exams, we do the same standards, we have the same sort of teachers. So there is nothing that I would call it anything different than any other public school or Catholic school except the Islamic environment. And I think that's what the reasons of our existence is. Certain other provinces like Alberta and British Columbia are funding the private faith-based schools. But of course Ontario is not, because that is the policy of the government at the moment. But the point is that there is no reason of any fear that if the funding is going to be available to these schools, what would happen? They are going to be running as they are. They are going to be following the same standards of instructions that any other schools are following. So I would strongly feel, I strongly feel that it is important that if the fundings are available, or funding is available to the schools, the standards of these schools will be getting much higher than what there is at this point.
Look at, for example, Catholic school system is funded by the government. It is a religious and faith-based school. And now the face of Canada has changed. Sure, I respect that. That was agreed upon by the forefathers, and we respect that decision. But that decision has to be expanded. If we really want to include other communities, they have to extend funding to other privately run religious schools. And they cannot go and hide behind the context that this agreement was signed by the forefathers, therefore no amendment is necessary. But the reality is different now. We are emerging into the 21st century. Look at the population growth in Canada, and particularly in Ontario, and there is a major shift. And you pick up any newspaper, there is headlines, by 2020, the population of Toronto, GTA, will be over 60% other than who are not born in Canada. So that speaks louder than anything. So it is a high time for the government to start looking into and making progressive and proactive decisions. So the other communities are not used only to get elected, but also be equal partners in every aspect of the society.